Hey, what's up, folks? How is it going? So, today's interview question is, what are the five core items of Terraform? And before I go to that question, I will answer this one first. This one I posted on the LinkedIn page, Devops Challenge page, daily quiz section. So, which one of the following is not related to Terraform? Providers, modules, data sources, provisioners, data store, and namespaces. So this is the one is not related to the Terraform. Okay. So let's go to the today's questions. What are the five core items of Terraform? So here we'll cover all of the items, not only five. We'll cover all the items. So it will be a quick refresher for you for uh, Terraform. So Terraform has providers. So this provider allow you to interact with cloud services like AWS Azure. You want to create some SQL instance on AWS cloud. So you need AWS provider or plugin. Basically AWS provider. That is a plugin. Okay. Then resources. The resources is the one you component you create, right? EC2 instance, S3 bucket. So this is a building block used to define infrastructure. For example, AWS instance, Azure virtual machine, Google storage bucket, etc. Next one is the modules. Modules is like file, a folder contains multiple files. It's a reusable code, so we can reuse it. Like for example, EC2 instance or VPC. If like there are multiple configurations, so it's a reusable. If we can like a function, if we can reuse it by parameterizing it, so that will the modularize the code. So that's modules. Like for example, VPC module, network module, database modules, etc. Then we have variables. Variables where we parameterize the configuration, input values to parameters configuration, like variable region default US system. So that's region is a variable here. Then outputs, data exported from a module or configuration. So once you create an instance, let's say, so the IP address will be generated, and so this IP address you need into output variable so that you can use it in a next set of actions. That the IP address of the EC2 instance. So it will be the output variable, AWS instance example, public IP. Then you have the state file. State file, Terraform always compares current state versus desired state. So state file, it will maintain all this information. What is the current state, Terraform TF state file. And it can be locally stored or it can be remotely stored. Remotely stored for collaboration purpose. Because if it is locally stored, other person like in some other location, they won't be able to use it. So if it is remotely stored and with lock mechanism, then it will be easy to collaborate. Then we have the data sources. It refers to the external data or existing infrastructure. For example, AWS AMI. So provider is AWS and data source is AWS AMI. And you want to use some AMI, you want to search it. So it's start with some HVM start means you don't know the exact thing. Version may change, etc. So you can filter it and you can use that AMI data. Filter it and AWS instance, you are using that AMI ID. Okay. AMI ID you are using, so that is the data source. So it refers to the external data. For example, AWS AMI and other others in other cloud providers. Next, we have expressions. Expressions like count equal to this count for each. These are like a kind of expressions. And then we have backend. Backend like where the Terraform state is stored. Like if we're working in a team, you need to store all the data in the remote backend so that it will be easy to collaborate. Backend can be local, backend can be remote. This backend is lifecycle rule. So what is lifecycle rule? If you want to customize the resource behavior, for example, here we are creating S3 bucket example, and we lifecycle rule we are setting that we don't want to destroy it by we don't want to accidentally destroy it. Even if I run destroy command, so it would be destroyed accidentally. For very important folder, we don't want to destroy accidentally. So that's we can customize the behavior by lifecycle rules. Then we have provisioners. Provisioners execute scripts or actions on resources. Like remotely, you can execute, like, log into SSH, log into a remote server SSH. You created a server, SSH into it, run some script, install some software, right? Or copy something from local to your machine. So S3 bucket. Right? So they are for this like unit execution, local provision. Then workspace, isolated state files for multiple environment. Uh, for dev staging production, instead of repeating the same Terraform configuration files, you can parameterize it, keep the configuration separately for dev staging production, and the main business logic or main infrastructure logic can be reused. And the last one is the files, uh, like for cloud in script. For basically, it is used to customize infrastructure or configure resources. It's external or inline files provided for dynamic content, often passed to resources during creation or provisioning. So when resource is getting created, that time it's passed. For example, here we are creating AWS instance, and then we are passing user data. So it can be inline or it can be external file. So external file, it's trying to set up SSH key for that machine instance, or you can do something whatever you want, what way you want to customize. So it can be external script or it can be inline also. Inline here itself, it can be provided inline files. So that's it for this one. And So quickly we'll go through providers, resources, modules, variables, output, state, data sources. Then we have expressions, backend, lifecycle rules, provisioners, workspaces, files. So someone asked, so it will be generally like five items will be providers, resources, modules, then data sources, and other then backend. They are the like five important items, and provisioners and workspaces. There are other variables around this. These are also concepts related to this. That's why I covered under this. But it covers all of the items related to Terra. That's it for today. And thank you for watching this video. I hope you like the video. Please like it and share it. And follow my WhatsApp channel. There I post daily quiz and challenges, contests, etc. And also follow my LinkedIn page for daily quiz.